Good morning. Labor has made an aggressive move in the tactical fight to retain government, with popular former Queensland Premier Peter Beattie to run for a Liberal-held seat. Let's go straight to Michael Best in the electorate of Forde. Michael, good morning. A pretty major development. What can you tell us?
Well, Amelia, it certainly is a pretty major development. Peter Beattie was Queensland Premier for 9 years, and when he retired, he said that if he ever returned to politics, his wife, Heather, would kill him. Well, he's back, and in about an hour and a half's time, his candidacy for the seat of Forde will be officially announced. Now, Labor had already pre-selected a man, Des Hardman, for this seat of Forde. He's now stood aside, and Peter Beattie will take his place. It is a Liberal-held seat by a margin of 1.6%. Only a slim one, and Labor obviously thinks that by injecting Peter Beattie into this race, they can win the seat. Now, this was a man who won 4 Queensland state elections, seemed to bounce from crisis to crisis, but always bounced back, and in fact used those crises like child safety, health, electricity, and even electoral rorting to assert his leadership over the party and show to the electorate that he was the man, in fact, for the job. Talking to voters on the streets here of Forde this morning, the reaction was mixed, though.
Yeah, I would vote for Peter Beattie, yeah, definitely. I just think he done a good thing when he was here last time, when he was the Queensland man.
I know it's a difficult job, but I don't think they're thinking of the people, so I would like to see another party in.
Peter was good in his time, but I think there's a time and a place where the Book of Life says move forward.
Michael, what are his chances of winning?
Well, you'd have to think they're pretty good. The margin here is only 1.6%, and Peter Beattie is certainly still popular in many respects here in Queensland, and also very visible. He certainly hasn't shunned the limelight since his time as Premier ended back in 2007. But it is an LNP state government here in Queensland, and they've spent much of the last 2 years pointing out and criticising his time as Premier. But he is, as I said, still very popular. What the coalition is sure to use against him, though, during this campaign is, in fact, his criticisms of Kevin Rudd that he's made over the past few years, saying that he was having a destabilising and, in some cases, toxic influence on the party after his first stint as Prime Minister. So it will be a very interesting few weeks here ahead. Peter Beattie's known as the media tart, so he certainly won't be shying away from the cameras or the people over the next few weeks, Amelia.
Yeah, indeed. As you say, a big move by federal Labor. Bestie, thank you. We'll talk to you a bit later on.